Hi guys, welcome back to one of new videos. Today we are going to see these two words, merely and barely, and we are going to see the examples. We are going to use some phrases to learn the pronunciation and to see the difference between the merely and barely. Are you ready? Let's begin. Merely is a synonym of barely, but the difference is that barely can exceed a little bit, but merely cannot exceed not even a little. Not even. Remember that video? Merely, it's almost don't reach, almost don't. It's just. Just is another synonym of merely. Merely and just. But be careful, because merely can be an insult.
They are merely offering technical assistance. This phrase can be seen as negative, because in Spanish the meaning of this phrase is ellos a duras penas están ofreciendo asistencia técnica. If you don't want to sound that negative, you can replace the merely by the just. They are just offering technical assistance. Or you can also use only. They are only offering technical assistance. Now let's see the barely. He can barely gather the requirements. That means that from 80% to 85% he can gather 85%, while merely from 80% to 85% he can gather 80% only. And that's the little difference between barely and merely.
Just keep that in mind. Merely, it's just what you said. It cannot exceed. You almost don't reach, but barely, you can exceed a little bit, which means that barely, it's a little bit better than merely. This is a little bit confusing because sometimes some people say, but merely, barely, just, only those words means the same, but the usage of one can be a little bit different, can change a little bit the idea. For example, like I said, merely cannot exceed not even a little, but barely can exceed a little bit. And of course, we have other synonyms like scarcely, which means in Spanish, escasamente. I scarcely could hear what he said. Escasamente pude oír lo que él dijo. Scarcely, remember, scarcely.
I scarcely had money to buy it. I scarcely had money to buy it. That means that I didn't exceed the amount of money that I needed to buy it. I had only money to buy it, no more money.
Merely, barely.
Now we're going to see some phrases by using the words we have learned so far in a situation where they could be interchangeable. Let's see. I scarcely heard what he said. I scarcely hear what he said. I barely hear what he said. I barely hear what he said. I merely hear what he said. I merely hear what he said. In this case, you can use any of these words. They can be interchangeable. You can also use only in this situation. I only hear what he said. I only hear what he said. The word that you cannot use in this case is just, because in Spanish, the meaning of the phrase will be different. I just heard what he said. I just heard what he said in Spanish means acabo de escuchar lo que él dijo. The meaning is different.
Bueno, esto ya enfatiza la idea de que no escuché si alguien dijo otra cosa o si se dijo algo más. Y cuando decimos scarcely, escasamente oír lo que es lo mismo. Entonces es bueno aprender este vocabulario para, digamos, para tener diferentes ideas de expresar, diferentes formas, perdón, de expresar estas ideas en inglés. Y así vamos enriqueciendo nuestro vocabulario y mejorando nuestra fluidez. Es todo por ahora, muchas gracias por su tiempo. Espero les haya gustado el video, les sirva de algo. Yo los espero en un siguiente video. No se olviden suscribirse y compartirlo. También los invito a darme un like y dejar un comentario, dejen las sugerencias, díganme cómo puedo mejorar este contenido, cómo les gustaría que hiciera estos videos. Gracias, bye.